I start. Okay, hi everyone. Welcome back to our fifth group discussion video for LAX2049. I've got news for you. Today, our group discussion, which is Group 89, will be discussing about the fourth section of our news publication, which is about education. First of all, let us introduce ourselves. First, my name is Nur Aisha binti Muhammad Nazlan. With metric number 206249, and I am the first year student of Bachelor Science Industrial Chemistry. And we will proceed to the next person.
Hello, my name is Sinar Putri Najmiah binti Kamarul Bahrain. My metric number is 205412 and I'm from Bachelor of Science, Cell and Molecular Biology. Thank you.
Okay, hi, my name is Aimi Diana binti Muhammad Helmi with metric number 205512 and I'm the first year student of Science Biotechnology.
Hello everyone, my name is Yugan son of Nagapan and I'm first year of Electric and Electronic Engineering and my metric number is 206097. Thank you.
Is it me now?
Yes.
Okay. Hi guys. My name is Sri Vegdesh. My matrix number is 206260, and I'm first year of Bachelor of Science Biotechnology.
Hi everyone, my name is Tayalan son of Chantiran. My matrix number is 206545 and I'm first year student from Software Engineering Department.
My name is Nur Syahida binti Muhammad Sabri. My metric number is 206674. I am the first year student of Cell Biology and Molecule.
Hi, my name is Ratunisa binti Saharudin with matrix number 207852 and I'm from Bachelor of Science in Microbiology.
Okay, thank you everyone. So I think I will start sharing about the article that I choose. Sri, tu, screen sharing.
Who's going to present?
What?
Who's going to present?
Me.
Hey. I just made you the host. I'm not this one. I made you the host. So just
Okay. Okay. So the article that I choose today is Tips for Studying Online and at Home for University Students. I chose the article since I think this article might help some of us that are having trouble adjusting to our new norm of studying. Okay, so firstly, wait. Okay, firstly, you need to engage with your learning. You should print all of your notes in it and study them beforehand. So it will be easier to go through the notes and listening to your online lectures simultaneously. And secondly, you should coordinate the group chat. Online tools such as Zoom, Skype, and Google Meets can be used to discuss with your classmate or coursemate when you stumble upon a question that might just be too difficult to answer on your own. You can also mingle with other students by WhatsApp group and other platforms to make sure you never miss any sort of information regarding your university. And thirdly, keep in touch with your lecturers and academic advisor. Make sure you know a way to contact them. For example, you may contact them via emails or WhatsApp. This is important to make sure that you are always up to date with every news information that your lecturer or academic advisor have. However, you should always remember to be respectful and only contact them during suitable hours. Next, make sure you have all of the basic necessities to study. For example, your stationery, like pens, highlighters, and all that to take notes during lectures. A well-functioning computer and a good internet connection are also required since everything is online this day. Then, set a workspace at home. You should find a comfortable area in your house that can be used as a workspace. The area should be slightly secluded from the rest of your home and preferably you should use a table to avoid any discomfort and distraction during your class. And last but not least, remember to take a regular break. Step away from your laptop every now and then and do something that you might enjoy. For example, play something that you like, watch some YouTube, or maybe scroll down your social media for a bit. And don't forget to go for a walk once a day if you are able to. Since studying at home requires you to arrange your own schedule, you should manage your time wisely and you shouldn't be too hard on yourself. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Sorry, I can share screen. Can host let me share screen?
I think the host is now Ain.
Ain, please let me share screen. Okay. Hello. Today my article is about Stuck to the Screen by the Star. Okay. Today. Okay. During this pandemic, distant learning has become the new normal. Recently, our classes happen on virtual meeting platforms such as Zoom and Google Meet. Distant learning means a lot of screen time. Children also has been impacted during this pandemic. The relationship between parents and their child will be in problem. This is because during this pandemic, kids must spending a lot of time with their gadget to do the learning process. According to the child therapist, Priscilla Ho, it's not healthy for a child's mental development. Here right now, screens are the only safe way for many young people to learn or socialize. Um, Children also dependent on the amount of play they engage in. Children's play activities can take two different forms, such as unstructured play and structured play. For the unstructured play, it will let children a sense of freedom and control, allowing them to make a mistake in pressure-free environment. Example of unstructured play are coloring, drawing or painting on blank paper, and playing with blocks. Meanwhile, for structured play, on the other hand, is led by an adult that provide directions. Um, that provide directions for a specific task in order for the child to learn a skill, such as playing card games and board games involving rules. Both categories of play are important for children growth. Therefore, parents must still actively engage in this activity with their children in order to help their mental development, especially during this pandemic. Mm, that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi. Can you see my screen? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Today's article that I want to share with you guys is about the benefits of educational games in the classroom. So, like you all know, games is a great leisure. Great It's a great leisure activity that people of all age can enjoy, and it may be very useful for learning and educational experiences. It have the potential to reverse aging-related brain function problems such as short-term memory loss. So nowadays, I'm sure that there are certain lecturers for some classes had used this game-based learning for us to replace the quiz, and sometimes they use the game to make us easier to understand. Students are often motivated by hands-on and active learning opportunities because they were able to work on accomplishing a goal by choosing specific actions or answers. Next, students can get the immediate feedback that takes place during game playing instead of having to wait days or even weeks for the test grade whether or not they made a good choice or decisions. Besides, we all can have the cognitive growth because we will utilize our strategic thinking skills and develop strong problem solving skill because we will need to think quickly on the spot to choose the best choice while playing these learning games. So moreover, the digital literacy is an important skill for lifetime of technology use. From this, students can acquire basic skills such as developing creativity, analytic thinking, and collaboration with others. Last but not least, it helps us in our skills development like the game-based learning allows us to develop cognitive, social, physical skills and also enhance life skill like cooperation and teamwork. So to be conclude, educational games can result in higher retention rates compared to the book learning. So I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so the news that I would like to share with you guys today is about a teacher who actually changes the educational lifestyle of indigenous people at Kuantan Pahang. This is actually a teacher named Samuel, and he actually got into top 10 of 2020 Global Teacher Prize. And although 3 days back we get to know that he didn't win the competition, but he actually won many Malaysians' heart for his contribution for these indigenous people. Okay, before we get to know more about Teacher Samuel, we should know who actually are responsible to win this first prize of this competition. Okay, the first prize is actually won by a teacher named Ranjit, and he's from India. He actually encouraged the girls' education at rural place of India. And this teacher actually announced that he will share half of the prize money with, with the other 10 top 10 finalists, which is approximately 225,000 ringgit for each participants. So, and this is the first time that Global Teacher Prize had actually, the winner had actually shared the money to the finalists. So I think this is a deserving win for Ranjit because he has a very good heart to share the money with other finalists as well. Okay, for Teacher Samuel, he actually traveled 200 kilometer from 200 kilometer to reach the school itself, and he actually introduced and he actually changed the negative perception of about the people with his unique methods of teaching English, which many people saw the passing rate actually improve from 30% to 85%. The new educational thing that he brought into the school is known as tree school or Sekolah Pokok, where he actually where he actually meet the students at the Runcang Orang Asli settlement twice a week after school conduct English lesson under trees. So this is quite good for the people to, for the students to know about the environment. And finally, I want to say that every teacher who does their profession in a very good way deserves praise in Malaysia. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hello guys, can you see this? Can you see my screen?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay guys, so today I'm going to talk about how understanding your brain can help you learn new things. We have a few points in our articles. So the first point is understand that your brain is always changing. Every time we learn, our brain forms, strengthens, or connects neural pathways between neurons in our head, billions of neurons. This means that no one is stuck at birth with a limit on what they can learn. Instead, it's the belief in giftedness and how that impacts the way teachers teach that actually hampers people's learning. Okay, the second point is learn to embrace struggle, mistakes, and failure. Students and teachers commonly believe that getting the right answer on a test shows that students are learning. But it's actually when students practice difficult things, problems just beyond their ability, they expand their knowledge, that the brain works harder and imprints new knowledge. This also makes the knowledge more accessible later on. Practicing what they can already do well actually hinders students' learning, while making mistakes help them focus in on different ways of considering a problem, which helps strengthen learning. When teachers encourage students to struggle and give themselves permission to make mistakes, it can be incredibly freeing for both the teacher and the students. The third point is change your beliefs about your mind, your brain, and your body will follow. When you change your mind about yourself, it turns out that this will also change your body and brain. For example, researchers found that adults who have negative ideas about aging in their younger years, between 18 and 49 years old, were more likely to experience a cardiovascular event during the next 38 years, regardless of their initial age, heart health, race, or many other factors. The same is true for how you think about your learning. For example, if young kids learn that their success in school is tied to being smart rather than tied to effort, they may be less motivated to learn later on if they found out they are not being gifted or extra. The fourth point is try multiple approaches to learning. Though it's important to have a mindset for learning, a belief that knowledge isn't fixed but can be developed through effort and perseverance, it's also important to try new learning strategies. Multiple dimension approaches to teaching and learning works best because they engage in many areas of the brain at once, and communication between different brain areas aid in learning. Even math proficiency can be enhanced by seemingly unrelated knowledge or skills like verbal skills or finger perception, the ability to identify our fingers without looking at them. The new discoveries about the working of the brain are revealing the need for a different approach to teaching that is more physical, multidimensional, and creative than the approaches that have been used in the past in most institutes of learning. Okay, the fifth point is aim for flexible thinking rather than speed. Too often, teachers and learners think that being fast at something means you're good at it. But as research suggests, that's not often the case. Trying to do something under pressure, such as a timed test, hashtag or UPM test, can cause stress, which compromises the working memory needed to recall important information. That's why it's argued that giving students long problem sets to solve at home or trying to measure math performance under timed conditions is not very useful. It could also unnecessarily discourage potential future of math scholars who give up early because they think speed equals competency. While some students thrive in timed tests and are adept at cramming for exams, it's not likely their learning will stick. Instead, engaging with material in flexible ways over time is key to learning. The sixth point is try collaborating. Schools that teach a growth mindset won't necessarily help students learn better if there is not peer support for the idea. Meaning, if students still buy into the myth of there is gifted students, it's crucial for school to reinforce the idea that learning together is better than learning alone. As one study showed, working together instead of alone can make the difference between passing a difficult math class and giving up and failing the class. An important change takes place when students work together and discover that everybody finds some or all of the work difficult. It reinforces the idea that learning is a process and that obstacles are common. Focusing on collaboration in the classroom rather than trying to test students individually also more closely resembles the work world and can help reduce the gender bias so often found in science related projects. So that's it from me for this article. Thank you.
Okay, this is the news that I chose, and the title of this news is Studying Solo, How to Prepare for Online Exams at Home. Since COVID-19 pandemic started, all of us are studying from house and we are going through online exams, right? So this news is about that and the ways to prepare for your exams. Actually, remote exams are more flexible, more mindful of individual needs, and acknowledge the pressure students are under. But somehow, since we all are not familiar with the online exam, we found it is a bit of stressful for us. So here are the three ways to prepare for our online exam. First is to create a revision routine. First, we need to decide what topic to cover and what kinds of knowledge or learning the exam is testing. So for this, our lecturers and tutors can help with this, as well as giving past year papers and sample answers. Once we have got our exam timetable, then we can divide the remaining time by the number of topics to create a study schedule. Like if you have 9 chapters to study, you can divide 3 chapters per day to study. Then it will be more easier for you to study. Then apart from that, there is a technique called Pomodoro technique, which means that 25 minutes of study followed by a 5 minutes break. If you like, you can study for more than 1 hour, more than 2 hours, but it's kind of putting more stress to yourself. If you follow this technique, you can spend 25 minutes to study, then you can use the 5 minutes of break to relax your mind. Then you can continue your study. Then the second method is to learn concepts and not just words. Start reviewing your course notes, marked essays, lecture videos, and important source materials. Learning concepts and ideas are more important than memorizing a lot of text. Open book exams let you show you know how to apply learning, not what you can remember. Other than that, another solution under this point is to make summary sheets with the key ideas, codes, and analysis. This active revision helps you understand and remember information and also make it easier to find what you need during the exam. So after every class, you can make a short notes on what you studied during the class. And after that, don't panic if you have left it late though. Make a plan, but prioritize topic by the time available. And fold the sheet of paper in half. This is one of the technique for under this point. Fold the sheet of paper in half and fill one side with things you can control and other things with you can't control. Then focus on doing the things you can't control first, then let the rest take care of itself. And the third way to prepare for your online exam is to tackle exam anxieties. Sitting exams online alone and during a pandemic is a huge thing, and it's okay to feel anxious at first because we are not familiar to the ways of doing an online exam before. There are many ways to manage the worries. First of all, is try to minimize the stress by creating an exam space that is separate from your revision zone, like sitting at a desk or a kitchen table rather than sitting in your bed. And then check if your university has exam walkthroughs online. This shows what the process will be like from logging in to uploading your answers. For like UPM, there is Putra Blast where you submit your answers like that. And try to download, login, and practice using any recommended software in advance. And if you're worried about not having a computer, then you can also ask your universities or any sponsors to loan you a laptop. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Today I am select an article about recruiting during pandemic. Okay, now we are having pandemic and most of the graduated students do not have a job. So many companies aware about this thing and they decided to make interview through online. Okay. Manager Shariza Muhammad Razi said throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, the company had been recruiting trainees and interns as well as mid-career workers. They always advertise job vacancies through social media such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. So it is the new way to people out there to search for their job while looking forward for the advertisement. Axiata Group Berhad Young Talent Program Head Rohaiza Ahmad said job seekers went through 2 online interviews as part of the company's selection process this year. We will notify them about the time, duration, and format of the interview. They will take into account the time difference, which may affect foreigner job applicants. So the digitalized selection process have 5 stages: online application, online assessment, screening interview, assessment center, and final interview. So I am sure the people can't make excuse to search for their job because mostly they active on social media for searching their job. That's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, so my news for today's session is the job market isn't totally on its knees. While there's hope for anxious graduates, so even entry-level jobs and internships have been cut, but they say there are some opportunities still out there for savvy graduates. And it actually depends on the sector. While retail, transport, and travel sector have reduced graduate recruitment substantially, but professional services, including law and finance, they remain similar. And public sector roles have even increased, especially alternative routes into teaching, private jobs, and policing. So it is important for us to do our homework on this. And Khan and Isherwood's comments came in answer to the question of how university can help graduates survive the COVID jobs crisis, which they can handle. They can come up with some programs that are related to the job recruitment. And fellow panelists also advise the current students to start thinking about employment as early as possible, even during their first year. So as a first year student, we have to think about our employment as soon as now. Other than that, while waiting for getting a job, we have to instill some soft skills that is important for us to getting a job, which is which is communication, creativity, problem solving, and critical thinking. So these soft skills haven't changed during the pandemic. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, so I believe everyone have shared their own article for this section. So we're going to choose 2 articles to be included in the education section for our publication. So everyone can vote twice. Okay, first, tip for studying online and at home. Okay, next. The article starts to the screen. Okay, next. Benefit of educational games. Okay, so 6. And then next, the article about teacher Samuel. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4. And then how understanding your brain can help you learn. Okay, so 4. And then lastly, how to prepare for online exam. 2. Requieting during pandemic. And lastly, why there is hope for anxious graduate. Anyone? Okay. So we have article about benefit of educational games and 2 articles that got the same vote. Teacher Summer and how understanding your brain can help you learn. So we're gonna vote that 2 article again. So article about Teacher Summer. 5. Okay. Okay, 7. Okay, so I think we can conclude that the 2 articles that will be included in our education section for our publication is the benefit of educational games and the article about Teacher Summers. So I think that's all for today. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.